Hello, my name is Viviane Wolfe, and I am a yoga teacher, yoga specialist, and soon to be yoga therapist. Hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood. Today's class is going to be a yin yoga class for autumn grounding. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, I would love to hear your insights about this class. What was your favorite part? What was your least favorite part? Let me know. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you on the other side. Alrighty. So we're gonna start in a little kneeling position. So feel free to kneel upon a blanket if that feels nice. Also, you can take this a little wider into like almost like a hero's pose. So knees together, ankles wide, and then sinking the hips back. If you have tight knees like I do, you can use a block underneath your tailbone to make this a little easier here. Just bring the hands onto the legs, palms up or palms down, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Soften the gaze or close the eyes. And just take a few long, easy breaths here. Allowing yourself a little time to settle down. Gently releasing the thinking mind and moving into the sensations of your body. Noticing here sensations happening on the surface of your body. Noticing sensations inside the body. Things like temperature changing, tension changing, tingling, or vibration. Bring your awareness now into your breath and notice how your body is responding to your breath. How the rib cage expands as you breathe in. How the shoulders release and let go as you breathe out. Take a little swallow here and notice the pit of your throat. Start a very slight constriction there as you breathe in and out through the nose. This is called Ujjayi breath. It's also called ocean breath because it should sound like ocean waves inside your skull. If it ever feels harsh or difficult, if you sound like Darth Vader, then ease up or just let that go altogether and just breathe naturally. Remembering that this is your yoga and you get to express your yoga in however you feel fit. One more long breath. Good. From here, we're going to slide the hands forward, folding at the hips. Maybe if you have prop underneath your tailbone, you move it aside or you move it in front as we make our way down into child's pose. In this, it might feel better to bring the knees together so that we're really rounding the back here, sinking the hips back. You can put a block underneath your forehead, or you can just put your forehead on the mat. You can also take a rolled up blanket and either put it underneath your ankles if you have trouble with having the tops of your feet down. You can also put a rolled up blanket between your hips and your heels to give you a little more space here. We're going to stay here for a few long breaths, just breathing into the back of the body. Staying with that Ujjayi breath if it feels okay. And feeling how the body is responding to that breath. Noticing where in the rib cage the body expands as you breathe in, and noticing how the body sinks down as you breathe out into the earth, into the support below you. And this is going to be a short yin practice. You are always welcome to take poses longer if it feels good to you, lingering where it feels best. Let's take one more long breath here. And then gently start to make your way up into a table pose. Take your time. If you need to, it might feel nice to swish the hips a little side to side. It also might feel nice to do a little cat-cow, taking the heart forward, gazing forward as you breathe in, and rounding the back as you breathe out. Just getting a little movement into places that may have become tight or a little stiff as we find that stillness in the yin movement, in the yin poses. And then let's move that block aside if you're using one. And then we're going to bring our elbows down. The hips stay over the knees. The hips stay over the knees as we bring the elbows down and start to melt the heart down. That's the name of this pose, melting heart pose. Maybe your forehead comes down onto the mat. Maybe you put a block underneath it again, or you put a pillow or a rolled up blanket maybe. And you can shift your knees back if you want to take this deeper so that you keep the hips over the knees here. This is also sometimes called puppy pose. And if it's too intense on the shoulders or on the arms, you can always turn your forearms, create a little stack here, and put your forehead there over your forearms if that feels better. It's a variation on this pose here. We're going to stay here just a few long breaths. Once again, coming into that ujjayi breath if it feels good. Feeling the heart melting down. The hips rising up. Again, just observing where in your body you feel your breath, and just notice the body responding to your breath. We'll stay just 3 more long breaths. Slowly, very slowly, start to lift yourself up. Bring one hand underneath your shoulder and press up, and bring your other hand underneath the other shoulder to come back into table pose. And again, it might feel nice to swish a little side to side or to round the back and then lift the heart, rounding the back. And then we're going to make our way onto the back. So take your time. These transitions between poses, from kneeling to table, from table to laying on the back, these transitions should be as mindful as the poses that we're doing ourselves. They are still a part of our yoga practice. So take your time. Explore the pathway from one pose to the next. And when you're ready, pull those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe you rock a little side to side, noticing how that feels, your connection with the mat, with the floor, with the ground. Maybe you make circles with your knees, going one way and going the other way. Good, good. From here, we're going to take our feet down onto the mat. I got to adjust myself from my space here. Stretch the legs out long. And take the arms overhead. So the shoulders should feel relaxed as you're doing this. The arms should just rest on the floor, on the mat. So take the elbows as wide as you need them so that you can feel spacious here and relaxed, right? That's more important than making sure you're making a big long pencil shape, right? And then from here, we're going to take our legs, our feet over to the right. The hips stay right where they are. And just notice how this feels to start with. We don't have to go super far. You're welcome to if you want to. You want to make sure that especially this left hip stays down on the mat. So if you want, you can cross your ankles, but if it lifts that hip up, then it's too far, right? Once you've found that lower body positioning, take that upper body over to the right as well, creating a little banana pose. And again, keep the shoulders relaxed. They should both be on the mat. Should feel most of your sensation in the side of the body, not so much in your joints. I mean, a little bit in your joints, but should feel it in your rib cage, in the side of your waist, maybe in the armpit, but not pain or anything like that. We'll stay here for a few long breaths, banana pose. Once again, as you breathe in, just notice where in your body you feel that expansion of breath. And as you exhale, feel the body sinking down into the ground rising up to support you. Simply 3 more breaths. And as we come back to our neutral position, we start with the upper body first. So we come back the way we came. So upper body comes back to our neutral place here, and then our lower body comes back into center. Maybe it feels good to do a full body stretch just to make sure you feel aligned here. And then let's do the other side. So taking the legs over to the left side of the mat first, and making sure that this feels appropriately intense, the right amount of sensation for you. And once you have found that, then taking the upper body over, remembering there's not a rush here. You can take a little time finding the right place. And then settling into some stillness for a few long, full breaths. Let's take 3 more long breaths here. And as we gently come back, coming back the way we came. So take the upper body back first, back to center-ish. Lower body comes back to center-ish. And then do another full body stretch just to feel nice and aligned. Oh, and then we'll settle into a little Shavasana here. So if you need to make adjustments for your Shavasana, you can put a blanket or a bolster underneath your knees. You can cover up if you're cold. You can lay on your side if you have digestive issues or if you're pregnant. Shavasana should be comfortable. You should be able to be in stillness for just a short while without having to make adjustments. In yoga, we find balance through effort and ease. Now that we've done some effort, it's time to be some ease. So give your body permission to be still. Give your mind permission to be quiet. Let each exhale take you deeper into yourself, knowing that I will guide you back in just a moment or two. So enjoy the Shavasana. And you can stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. When you're ready to come back, start by bringing your awareness back into your breath. Take a nice, long, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Gently repeat that if it feels good, and start to welcome the body back. Start with soft movements in the fingers and the toes. Let that movement grow into wrists and ankles, into arms and legs, shoulders and hips. Enjoying movement in the whole body, whatever feels good, and then eventually make your way into a fetal position on one side or the other. It doesn't matter which. Maybe you rest your head on your arm or on a pillow or a blanket. Just taking a short pause here. And then when you're ready, use your hands to help lift you up. Come on into an easy seated position. Bringing one foot in front of the other, or crossing your legs, or bringing one foot on top of the other. You can sit up on a blanket or a bolster if that feels nice. Let the hands rest on the legs or on the knees. Soften the gaze or close your eyes. Just take one more moment to check in and notice. Notice the sensations happening right now in your body. Notice your breath. And notice how you feel. Good. Good. Let's go ahead and close this class. Bring your hands together over the heart. Anjali Mudra. Take a nice long deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. From my heart to yours. Peace. Thank you.